absolutely blown the fuck out by DOA, mate. Didn't want to fucking know his fat jelly tits ass. And neither did fucking Lioness from the other group, did she, Top Cat, when you were threatening her? Fucking fat, woman abusing, manipulating cunt.
Okay everyone, let's start Monday morning with a quiz. The three men on this stream all have two things in common. Number one is that they're all nationalists. Can you guess what number two is?
Yeah, is it just me or does fucking Morgoth just sound like a fucking faggot? Some fucking northern pussy. Fuck him. I'm gonna fucking hit him with one of his fish next time I see him. Fucking faggot.
Mark Collins, the next leader of the BNP, when he knew that was a load of nonsense.
Not only are they racist though, Dad, but they're also sexist.
I've just put the fucking fuck you!
Have you ever looked at someone and been like, there's something off about your face?
Why can't I have an action man tampon?
Straight out the banana tree, mate. You take it from me, Nick Nog. You go stealing white man's motor cars and you get white man's stick, right?
Shut your fucking mouth, you dirty little liberal scum. People like you deserve to fucking die.
Yes, sir. I think that PA leadership should tell Jakes to go fuck himself with a cactus, specifically if he's going to adopt the same line of reasoning as Lucy Brown, Unwashed, Ralph, all agreeing that TRR should break up because of quote incompetent leadership and taking this line of reasoning. How about the inverted happens with PA from this fucking second on, sir?
He wouldn't even allow me to fucking respond to his question. What a fucking pussy.
Why are people in the chat getting upset with this? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Where's Top Cat? Where's Top Cat and Dead on Arrival or whatever the fuck it's called? You know that fat bitch? That fucking posh bitch that fucking Top Cat is obsessed with? She is a fucking dirty boss-eyed fat bitch, you know? She's not fair. Like, she's got a potty voice, but she's not fair.
Honest work for honest pay. I assume you've done graft in your life. I assume that you've, I don't know, worked on a building site or whatever, because you're a proper man. You understand what it's like to put hours in and expect to be paid for it. Of course I'm not doing this shit forever for no money. That's retarded.
I'm sorry, but when I've just been forwarded messages saying last night I have an obsession with fucking deformed penises, mate. When I woke, this was like in the early hours of the morning, my name being thrown around, right? Do you expect to have a calm, civil discussion? I mean, like, it may come across in text as being abrasive and argumentative, but I assure you that was me being nice. Like, I was being very generous there. Like, you want me to argue? You've seen nothing if you want me to argue. Like, I know text isn't the best, form of communication for me, right? And it may come across that I'm being disargumentative, but I assure you, that was me being nice.
I've had some good burgers in my time. I love a good melted Swiss cheese and roasted mushrooms and caramelized onions on a burger. That is hot stuff. You can get that at a number of different places.
What is it, my fault? You're twice as likely to be robbed by a black?
That is so fucking racist!
Happens to be a fact.
Fucking front wheel skid. My son a fucking dustbin lid.
Shut your fucking mouth, you fucking brain dead cunt!
It's glow in the dark.
PA and he said, oh, the leader's a Nazi and they hate Churchill.
And we are live on JDLE. Hold on one sec. I'm just sorting out the stream key so you can watch this on Dopey Chris's channel as well. Who's on? Who we got in? Mate. Who we got in tonight then? Paddy, mate. Oh shit. I'm muted. I was talking, everyone else can hear me, but you couldn't, Paddy. Evening, Paddy, how we doing? We are now live on Dopey Chris's channel as well.
We live?
Are we live? Paddy's never watched an old JDLE. You need to get decent clips.
Yeah, at some point I've just been so
I listened to the intro on YouTube.
We're all working now.
What story did you start off with?
Stories? What stories? It's Toppy in apparently. No, it's not.
So we got the Fuentes drama where somehow this fucking goober who's been banned off everything gets $500,000 that was seized by the FBI. And it's like, we're trying to figure how's he done that? Bitcoin?
Yeah, have you seen this one, Paddy?
Nah, I've seen like a clip of it, him explaining himself, but I thought it was an old video. I thought it was.
But it's like, how the fuck out of like you got a show that gets like 5 listeners, that's banned from everything, so you can't get any advertising like dollars, and then somehow you manage to make $500,000 off it.
It's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah. And then so I thought we had some funny observation about Kevin Smith actually. So like you said you haven't seen the He-Man. Have you seen?
I haven't seen it, but I've watched Heels versus Babyface and a few other people just fucking absolutely dunking on it, haven't they?
Who knew that like Kevin Smith's writing ability was directly tied to his gunt?
Because he said it's his gunt, didn't he?
Someone get this poor fucker a Big Mac now. Because he's actually halfway these. But like, all right, here's how you write a He-Man episode, right? You get all the action figures out and you bash them together until something funny happens. That's how you write He-Man. It's not hard. And then like,
what you do is you kill off He-Man because that's what people want to watch, and then you do it all about Teela and how fabulous she is, don't you?
Yeah, and then now you've got a manly girl who like goes around, I don't know, just doing shit, and then you kill him again at the end just to be like a double fuck you. So yeah, they kill him in the first episode, and then they double kill him at the end of the last episode.
I do that just to make sure.
The Lego movie. You know the Lego movie was really good.
Yeah.
Here's how they wrote that. I reckon it was literally you get two comedians in a room, right, and you just film them like fucking about with Lego, and then Batman comes in and the Millennium Falcon goes, oh fuck. Like that's how they did that, and it was fucking great.
Yeah. Well, that's it. There's no fun in it. Like I right. We got to get all the the trans, feminist, gay, everything else agenda. So what's the story? Story?
Yeah. Are you sure this will? Yeah. Are you sure this will be a good story for He-Man fans? Story? He-Man fans?
Story? He-Man?
Who? What's that?
That's just what they do now, don't they? They do the bait and switch and fuck off the lead character now. That's what they do, don't they? Oh, have you heard the Tim Drake Robin is now bi? He's going on a date with a guy in the comics.
Well, he was always fucking gay, wasn't
he? Tim Drake wasn't. Yeah, he had loads of girlfriends. Also, what else did I? Oh, apparently, Spawn. Do you ever read Spawn or watched the film or anything?
Yeah, I know Spawn. Yeah.
There's a new Spawn comic out, King Spawn, and it's sold nearly 500,000 issues, which is a lot for comics these days.
Yeah, is it any good?
I think it probably is. If people are buying in those numbers, it must be, because that you know they keep trying to force what's that stretchy packy? What's her name, Miss Marvel on us? Well, her comic shifts about 10 to 20,000 issues whenever it does, and gets cancelled after about 4 issues every time.
That's why I just can't wrap my head. I'm like, who is literally still buying comics? Because they're just not good.
Nobody. They're just fucking unreadable.
Well, I heard something the other day. There's kind of this Bugman, Soy Boy Rich, where you've got loads of comics and tabletop and games and Funko Pops in your room, and it's fair enough. I guess you've got something to show for your money, but it's all shit.
All that money on silver or something. They'll probably short every bank in the fucking planet.
Do you remember when I was talking to Gobinson and we were talking about Heels versus Babyface? What you want to do is watch a Heels versus Babyface and pick one of the things in the background and see how much it costs. Fuck me, that bloke has got some money in junk.
Yeah. Wow, damn. You hear about Spoonie?
I don't know who Spoonie is. I know PPP attacks him a bit, doesn't he?
Well, he was unlike Doug Walker and the rest of them. Like, he was actually talented and funny for like a short period. And literally, this guy, all he had to do for the past 5 years to not get evicted and probably get some money. So there was a point where he was getting $5,000 a month on his Patreon, and he would have had like loads more from, you know, advertisement and sponsorships. Like, he could have made bank doing exactly what he wanted to do. He had a really nice home and a girlfriend, and then literally, for whatever reason, he just stopped. And like, it took ages for it all to trickle away, and then he's finally been evicted from the home that he bought.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and all he had to do for the past 5 years was turn on a camera and talk about a movie or a game for 10 minutes.
Well, that's like Boogie, isn't it? That's literally all Boogie, people like Boogie have to do, don't they? But they keep shit in the bed all the time, don't they?
Yeah, and I get it. Maybe you got a bit burned out, but it's like, but you had a lot of fun making this shit, and people wanted to give you loads of money for it. It's
Well,
like
at least pay your fucking house up. If you're gonna get burnt, at least pay your fucking house off while you're getting the good money. Because that's what a lot of these guys don't do. They don't put the money away while they're getting it, do they?
Yeah, Metallica said that a while ago, where he said something like, you have a window where you're really popular and then it dwindles, basically. And then if you spend all of that on shit, then it will go. So it's just like, but yeah, like the difference is that like Doug Walker and Angry Joe, if anyone knows who they are, Linkar, they're probably, maybe not Linkar, but they were really successful from their YouTube because they kept going, and they didn't even, it's like what PPP said, like, he didn't even have 1% of the talent. They didn't have 1% of the talent that Spoonie had. Spoonie had genuine good sort of critical and comedic chops, and that's why he was so popular for a while. And he pissed it all away by pretending to be depressed so he didn't have to do anything. It's like, dude, you were already doing it. All you had to do was keep going. Fucking like, it's not like
it's like Unwashed. It's like Unwashed. They do 7 days a week because they think they'll get 7 times more money, don't they? When, you know, they should just like drop it back to 1 day a week or something and do a better show.
Yeah. Spoonie could have been like, right, I'm gonna make like a couple of videos every month for, you know, however long in the year. Then I'm gonna take a month off to go on holiday with my missus in the Maldives or wherever the fuck, and then just come back. And literally, it's like, so you're gonna be playing video games and watching movies anyway. All you've got to do, like, every couple of days is just record yourself talking about them, spend a day editing, hire an editor if you can't be arsed with that. And it's like, all he had to do was keep doing what he was doing. People just wanted to throw money at him to do it. He was already doing it. And then, yeah, whatever, he was having health problems. It's like, well, fucking, you're getting enough money to pay for that. Like, crikey. So,
What we're
that's that.
While we're talking about this shot, should we go on to the what's this one here? So I've got the White House influencer recruitment letter allegedly released, allegedly leaked. So the White House's recruitment letter sent to popular influencers on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, asking them to shill big pharma's experimental injections to their child audiences, is allegedly leaked.
All they got to do is lip sync, so that won't be hard.
So, according to a confidential email sent from the White House to social media influencers, the Biden administration is seeking TikTok stars for intimate, strange use of that word, Zoom calls on COVID-19 vaccines with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Joe Biden's administration has relied on celebrity influence to help in its promotion of COVID-19 vaccines. See, I don't know anything about this, so I'll assume that they're correct. Really, would you take advice from like Paris Hilton on taking the vaccine?
You want to get they want to get the youth to
not like you don't know all the big
properly
TikTok
chill
stars,
for the mRNA. Like, go on. It's like, okay, no, but they'll do it anyway. Like, these people, do anything for money. They'll probably just chill it anyway.
It's not like they're against it though, are they? Like, they probably already have theirs. Or shit lips.
Yeah, so it's well, they'll endorse it anyway, probably, but it's to get more people to take it, I guess. But it's just like, I don't know. Well, have you seen the GOP and I imagine the Conservative Party in the UK will be not too far behind. They're literally hiring like faces and shills from talent agencies now.
Well, this is what they need to do. They need to get like. Oh, sorry, Paddy. After you, mate.
They had a like fucking porn star at one of the events. Porn star.
Yeah, did you hear about that? Literally, it's like I'm a conservative. It's like what you're doing, yeah. So triple anal, having.
Doesn't Jenna Jameson?
That's a conservative value, is it?
Jenna Jameson says she's conservative, though, doesn't she? And she wasn't she like at one point the most googled fucking woman on the internet or something, wasn't she?
Why is she not even fit?
I mean, I think they should just they should do it. I'm all for them doing it. Just get retards like fucking Stormzy, like some minor character off EastEnders. Get some real fucking dribblers doing it.
Some real goobers, like. Yeah, well, if you can't trust this person, who can you trust? You know. I think the biggest crime of the British media was brainwashing everyone into convincing Katie Price was fit in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, I was reading about Katie Price earlier, and apparently she's Greek, lads. I found out Katie Price's real name.
What is it? Yiannopoulos.
Here is it. Here it is. I found. Katie Price's real name is Katrina Amy Alexandria Alexis Infield.
Oh.
Apparently, Price is she picked up Price as her surname because that was the dude that ran off when she was 4. That's her father.
Oh wow! I just yeah, it's the face, man. It's not. I don't know. It's very What do you think?
Bit strange looking, isn't it?
Strange looking, yeah. So exactly, it's like everyone's like, "Oh my god, yeah, ooh, she's had surgery." Therefore, it's like they put it in magazines, and it's just like, but you could get someone actually fit.
Did you hear this story we did the other week about the coppers that were taking the piss out of Harvey? That was a private WhatsApp group where they were taking the piss out of Harvey.
Response video to it.
Katie Price breaks silence over police who allegedly mocked disabled son Harvey.
What does he have? Like, he's got a brain disorder, where fucking hell, the face again, like where literally he gets violently. All he does all day is just eat because it's the only thing he can process mentally that he needs to do. So he can't really read or enjoy anything or watch TV really. Or so he just eats and then throws violent fits if you try to stop him eating.
Eats the candy floss on the walls, remember?
Did you see that house she bought him that he fucking wrecked? Did you see that girl? It was fucking rugby tackling the walls.
Try and find the video where she goes to him, "What do you think of the police officers, Harvey?"
Will not stop eating.
I don't like the police officers.
Fuck the police.
Will not stop eating.
All cops are bastards.
All cops are bastards.
Is that what he said?
Hopefully. I wish he did that. That'd be fun. All cops are bastards. I killed George Floyd.
Well, some people say why the youths are fucked up, and we were just laughing before. Like, we're pretty sure the Teletubbies are meth heads. You not remember the Tweenies where they had to be on crack because literally that entire show is whoa, I can hear colours and see sound. And that's the Tweenies. So, yeah.
Imagine username says, imagine how many cops you'd need to subdue him.
Well, have you seen cops? It's all like manlets and like 5 foot tall women. So they literally need about 20 on one normal sized person. Have you not seen them videos lately?
Oh, they're too busy dressing up in fucking rainbow coloured bumblebee outfits.
What else have we got? Oh, have you seen? Have you seen? They've finally got to the bottom of COVID, and it was COVID patient 0 may have been a Wuhan lab worker infected by a bat. The WHO expert claims.
You would have got arrested for saying that like a year ago.
Yeah.
The whole thing's just been a massive fucking joke, hasn't it?
I remember seeing it like late 2019 shit about some Wuhan thing on like random Telegram chats. And then like 2 years later, mainstream media is talking about it. It's like...
I wonder why the change of heart though. That's the weird thing, isn't it?
Well, they've already got people to do what they want there, so they can say whatever, don't they?
Yeah. This is. I think they know they can get away with whatever they like now, so they'll just say fucking whatever, won't they?
Well, I do think like Paul Joseph Watson hasn't. He's just said it kills. Like, as long as you're like not, it's just literally the flu. That's been his narrative the entire time. It's like 99.97% survival rate.
It's pretty bad because my mate was laid up with it, and he was in a pretty bad way.
Definitely not just the flu, but it's like it's not bad to most people.
I think it's most probably listening to that epidemiologist that what's his name had on, Delimpole had on. I think it's probably gone now. I think you can safely say that we're heading into regular flu season now. But that's going to be dressed up as COVID, isn't it?
Yeah, I had it, but it was man flu, so I don't even know if I did have it. And then I knew someone else who proper milked it, trying to say that they had it, and it's like, you really didn't, man. I didn't hear you cough once. So, yeah. But the flu is always going around. Like, every couple of years, you probably will get something.
You get flus, you get sometimes it's flu, sometimes it's bad colds. You just get them, don't you? Well, we had the like so-called worst flus, didn't we? Like the bird flu, and then we had the avian flu, and then we had the swine flu. You get a bad strain every now and again, don't you? But it's been way blown out of proportion.
There was this old ranter who, like, I think he's disappeared now, but he did. I remember, like, this was like years ago, and he said something like, "There's a new flu every year." He's like, "What's next? Like sheep virus?" Now we've got a bat fucked a Randy Marsh, who then fucked a porcupine, and now we've got Wuhan
virus.
Yeah.
Right, so what's the next one? Oh yeah, Eamon Holmes is this one's why it's never okay to compare black women's hair to animal fur.
You look like an alpaca.
You heard this one, Paddy?
Oh no.
Eamon Holmes told a black woman her hair looked like an alpaca, and it's caused worldwide panic.
She ever gonna do?
Holmes went on to say that you just want to pet it, an awkward exchange that people have identified as a microaggression.
Yeah, it's like, so you can't get compliments or be compared to anything. And that's what the shit is what it meant. They would have meant, oh yeah, oh it's fuzzy, and it's like, you're not allowed to do that because they're different, but they never shut the fuck up about being different. So what are you meant to do?
Well, anyway, here's some stats, lads. At least 93% of black people with afro hair in the UK have experienced microaggressions related to their hair, and 52% say discrimination against their hair has negatively affected their self-esteem or mental health. It's funny, isn't it? It's almost as like it's almost as though they possess traits that don't really belong in these aisles, isn't it?
It's almost, well, that's the thing though, like, so...
Well, about 100% of gingers have experienced shit about their hair, so blacks can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, that's just it. It's like they never shut up the fuck up about reminding everyone that they're different, and it's like, okay, so you're different, but like what they would try to spin that in a positive way, but still that's not okay. So I don't really know what you meant to do there.
Well, I think this is a big myth that people want to touch black people's hair, and I certainly don't want to touch black people's hair.
No. Yeah. I can't say I'd ever just waltz up to someone and be like, "Oh, look at that! It's like you got a big bovine on your head."
Or like when they were like in primary school or something, and then some white kid who's never seen a black kid before asked them. It's like,
We've all been there.
that's not racist, is it?
What's that on your head?
I do
What have you got
remember
on?
just being like, why are your palms like not the same?"
You know, why is your hands white?
we're just talking about you heard Eamon Holmes has been at it again, Phil. Eamon Holmes has said it. He said a black woman's hair looked like an alpaca, and he said he wanted to pet it. Actually, while you're in, I do have a couple of bits of Russian news. You heard about this spy they've caught?
What's happened now? No.
I'll run you through it. Watch it, because he's a racist.
Okay, that's good then.
Spyfall, British Embassy spy who leaked secrets to Putin, has stash of Russian flags, Nazi books, and John le Carré spy novels.
Wait, is a spy and he reads up on spy novels?
Amazing how like the Western Embassy will never shut the fuck up about Schrodinger's Russia, but there's a certain country in the Middle East that is never ever mentioned ever. Like I know it belabors the point, but I just you would think at some point they would be like, oh, this also goes on. But I was watching an old clip of a different show the other day, and it's like a lot of these Hollywood Hollywood films and video games like Call of Duty that are about me, and that is set in a world where a certain country in the Middle East just doesn't exist. It's never mentioned. So I think that's why a lot of the like normies are kind of asleep on it, because it is nowhere to be found in the media unless someone mentions it outside the mainstream, right? Because they like geopolitics is set in a world in the media where that country, it just doesn't exist, you know?
It's only speaking about in a political sense.
Yeah, but like as like an afterthought, you've got to sort of be paying attention, aware of it when it does slip through. To like have the hang on a minute, what's going on with that country? Why is that always? But yeah, if you look at a lot of the Call of Duty and all that shit, it's never mentioned ever. You know,
they're the only country to ever get an apology from ISIS.
Fucking hell. Honey, I'm home. It's time for my 20-hour rant about fucking.
It's that Cartman meme, innit, where it's like clips of him talking about them people. It's like
it's fucking what they used to be able to get away with on South Park was just so funny. Yeah.
So a security guard at Britain's embassy in Berlin, who was suspected to have spied for Vladimir Putin, allegedly had full-size Russian flag hanging in his living room. The 57-year-old, known as David S., is feared to have had access to the names and aliases of British agents and potentially leaked them to the Connect. So a general like security guard at the embassy in Berlin has access to the names and aliases of British agents. Why are they keeping it at the Berlin embassy?
Well, they probably don't. They're probably just trying to make it like Russia's done some massive thing or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to be you, me.
The Sun can
fuck all in all fairness.
Yeah, the Sun can reveal. The Sun can reveal he's thought to have had extreme right-wing views, raising the possibility he may have been blackmailed by Russia.
They can never confirm it either. It's always thought. Perhaps, maybe.
Oh no, lads! This is the kicker. He also had books by David Icke. Ooh.
Ooh. Oh wow! Oh no.
He may have once read
I
Pat
don't get
Buchanan.
why the feds are like they really have been giving Ike a hard time lately, haven't they?
Yeah, he doesn't really do it. He's more of a distraction though, isn't he?
Well, he's sort of you can get the ball rolling and getting you think, all right, maybe there's some of the key talking points are there. It's just the what is sort of the finer details are sort of like he does do pretty good research, but like tying it together with something feasible isn't always there. But he's been anti-big pharma for forever for pretty good reason, to be honest.
So this is where they start telling you that he's probably hasn't had anything to do with it. There are major concerns at the top of Whitehall that his role protecting our embassy will have afforded him access to the names and aliases of any British intelligence officers working in the building. There are also worries that Russians may have been seeking information concerning opposition boss Alexei Navalny. Do you know who he is? Poisoned by Kremlin goons in 2020.
What do you think of this real quick? Just a second ago, like, so Ike's his points, his premise and his points are usually pretty spot on, but his conclusions are wrong. Would you agree with that?
It's I think in the long run he tends to be right. He has a tendency to be right in the long run. Obviously not about the lizard people, but you know, I think that's just code, isn't it, for something else?
Concept of sort of cosmic evil. And like, so if you get into that, there's a couple of people in that milieu who do talk about cosmic order, natural law, and that sort of. And there is a bit of bleed over with some of the philosophy of, I don't know, if you look into really spurgy people like Evola, he's got similar concepts, and Kabbalah trees and all that shit. Like that really is a tunnel you can just get lost in. But like, yeah, it's like saying. Because there are secret orders, like the government are generally up to no good. There are definitely fucking cults, like that the feds are heavily involved in. Like there's no question about that. It's been revealed. Like you know, especially the Hollywood elite. That's just basically a fucking kiddie trafficking ring at this point. And like, you got what else? There was that sex cult that was like fucking uncovered and God
Nexium. Did you see what's her name from Smallville basically got off?
Yeah, exactly.
How the fuck? That's disgusting that she got off for that. She was basically the number 2, weren't she?
Yeah. So like basically and then recently, obviously, because he's been talking about this shit for years, so they've really censored him because he's really gone on the COVID isn't real thing. And, you know, he's a name that, yeah, I don't know, but he was banned off of almost every mainstream platform along with Alex Jones. Like,
you heard about the
literally, like, they'll say that their conspiracy theories are correct, but if you say no, the feds and the mainstream media and the establishment are the ones peddling conspiracy.
Well, wasn't the Wuhan flu coming from bats? Wasn't that a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, well, literally, you'll say, like, all the establishment does is peddle absolutely absurd conspiracy theories about certain groups and individuals and how shit really works. And then when you go, no, you fucking tard, they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. My conspiracy theory is correct. You're doing it. It's like, yeah, but no, we can prove genuine conspiracy is happening here. Like,
you heard about the QAnon? Oh, go on then, Paddy.
It's like you say something and then like they'll say, "Oh, it's not real," and then like 2 years later, it's in the mainstream. Oh yeah, well, it's different now.
Yeah, it's different now because that was then.
I guess if you say didn't have weapons of mass destruction, so
what was the old thing? Lag liberals? Was that a thing?
Yeah, lag liberals. Yeah. Well, now you know Phil's debate with Mark Collett the other day. You know you've now got lag far right, haven't you? where the far right's 5 years behind the Conservative Party. Oh, you're right. You arrived just in time, Phil. I was just talking about the lag. I was talking about the lag far right, where the far right's 5 years behind the Tory Party. It
was pretty funny. A couple of years back, we then looked at some of these people, didn't we, Hemi? We were like, they're just racist liberals, and then you actually said it to Mark. I think he did make an interesting point. He's like, you can't put CCTV in everybody's home. It's like, yeah, but you can create a culture and an environment where it's heavily disincentivized,
Yeah. Where people don't want to be out and proud in a group. You know, you can do that.
I guess he did say that. He's like, no, we wouldn't endorse it publicly, but and then it's like, I don't know. We probably talked about that.
You heard this one. A father and surf school owner obsessed with QAnon has been accused of killing his two children with a spear gun, believing they were serpent monsters.
What?
Right, the gang stalkers. He's been gang stalked.
Was he? I haven't got that far into it yet. So Matthew Coleman, 40, the founder and owner of Love Water Surfing School in Santa Barbara, California, is said to have admitted to cops that he killed his kids in Mexico on Monday. Coleman told agents that he took his 2-year-old son and 10-month-old daughter, Rosarito, where he shot them with a spearfishing gun in the chests, according to an affidavit held by the FBI. He reportedly told authorities that he believed his children were going to grow into monsters, so he had to kill them, a court document said. The papers also revealed that after being detained at a border checkpoint, Coleman told an FBI agent that he was enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories and was receiving visions and signs revealing that his wife, AC, possessed serpent DNA and passed it on to his children. Well, by the name of those kids, I think she contained spic DNA.
Oh my fucking god.
Rosarito, I think it was spic
thing. Like literally, they frequently insert dragon dildos in the office into each other and go to swingers parties, and they're literally like absolute degenerates. Like they actually put like progressive Twitter to shame. Like.
Yeah. I mean, have you noticed this thing where noticed that thing where the kids are not the kids, the conservatives, they're just calling the left racist constantly. Well, you're the real racists now, aren't they? It's like, we're not racists, you are.
Well, they're kind of right because it's like the way like the white savior stuff or whatever.
What the fuck is that story there?
Which one you found?
Married paedophile NHS nurse admits his Christopher Ewan, 45, is a married dad of 4 who downloaded more than 100 child rape photos and videos, plus extreme porn images showing BC. What the fuck?
Love the NHS, isn't it? No, what's the
NHS.
Love our NHS.
Oh, I feel ill now. Christ.
Yeah. So married paedophile NHS nurse admits that his sexual interest in children remains. I think that's Scouser
too. A lot of this is just paraphilia and autism combined, right?
I think that's a bit beyond that, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine having two kids and being into that sort of shit.
Sorry about that. My computer fucked up.
I guess that's what happened. You heard about this guy, the married paedophile NHS nurse admits his sexual interest in children remains.
Probably, I can agree with that. That's why it should be sectioned, admittedly. Like, should be sectioned. But I'm assuming if there's any PA listeners, as long as he calls out the Jews and he hates blacks, that's all that matters. All right. White is you and me.
Yeah, he's white. He's white, so he's fine.
White, he's fine. Whatever.
Well, he's Welsh. He's Welsh, isn't he, Christopher Ewan?
Are they white?
So Christopher Hopkins prosecuting said Ewan admitted downloading 137 Category A files, 127 image and 10 videos between March the 3rd and June the 23rd of last year. Fuck me, he was going for it, weren't he?
Yeah.
So he also admitted downloading. Yeah, he's got a fucking problem, hasn't he? Total soy boy. Look at the state of him.
In the Bible, it says that what you're supposed to do with people like this is you're supposed to tie a noose around the neck to a giant
stone
rock and throw it in the sea.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's
well, yeah, like.
Well, you know, if the LGBT lobby's to be believed, you're born with your sexuality, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, you literally can apply the same arguments to paedophiles.
Yeah, exactly.
I do believe
He's born with it, so you can't cure him, can you?
I don't think there's a cure for it. I think the only thing you can do with these people is either section them or tell them that you're going to section them, but really kill them. Because if you just say you're going to kill them, they'll just come forward. But if you say to them, "Hey, don't worry, you're not going to be killed. We're going to cure you.
We're just going to
you're gonna be
section you
erased," then
forever.
you just murder them.
We're going to sex you forever. You're going to. We're gonna section you forever, but unfortunately you won't be able to see your family again. I think that's the story. We're gonna send you to work on a farm, like your parents used to say about your pet rabbit.
Oh, this all could be avoided if, excuse me for doing my fucking I love fucking Big Brother fucking situation again. But if we fucking heavily regulated the internet, this wouldn't happen in the first place.
China has a pedo.
This is why I do believe that we do need to set.
Well, you know what they can do this. They can stop us being on the internet, can't they? Right? So surely they can stop paedophilia.
Why don't we stop paedophiles?
It's almost as if they don't want to, isn't it?
I don't know any
internet needs
pedos
to be
that have
heavily
lost their bank
censored.
account. Jeffrey Epstein still had his.
Exactly. It should all be banned. It should all be heavily regulated. And actually, I'd put it down to internet service providers. They should be responsible for monitoring the fucking customers who use their service.
Well, you can have what China has. The second you're caught with any of that stuff, ban, you can't catch a train anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And everyone's gonna be like, yeah, but you're advocating for an authoritarian. Yeah. I fucking love the state. I do.
Yeah.
I'm right.
It's either we'll have our own one, or we're gonna have some foreign power doing it, which we already have. Right. Or even worse, someone who doesn't have an allegiance to any nation.
Stop Christian net. We'll call it Christian net. Like you're welcomed by Jesus when you click on the internet. Literally, you click on the fucking Google. Mozilla's banned. Google Chrome's banned. You've just got Jesus net. You click on Jesus, and then you're allowed to go on.
You literally are you talking about some sort of updated form of Temple OS? Is that
Temple
what you're
OS.
talking about?
The internet is literally just an encyclopedia.
Yeah, we just get rid of. We get rid of Wi-Fi.
Ironically enough, I've been building a Windows XP computer so I can have Microsoft Encarta.
Yeah,
it won't run in Windows 10.
That's it. That's all you need is Microsoft Encarta. You don't need anything else.
Yeah, there's Christian Marketplace and Christian Encyclopedia. That's the internet. There you go.
Funny enough,
no TikTok, no online gaming, nothing.
Well, I want my eBay, but I've been over my dad's and he's got my Encyclopedia Britannicas, and I just looked at one of the issues and it goes from the letter P to plastering. So I thought, all right, let's read up what it had to say about plastering. It was actually really interesting. It was talking about like the history of plastering and what a stucco is and various techniques and loads of terminologies, Italian.
You're fun at parties, aren't you?
Oh, am I ever? I found out today.
Hey, Harvey, tell us the history of plastering.
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Funny enough, I was doing the driving today, and the driving instructor was talking about his son, and his son works on making tires for movie props and such. And I says, so he's showing like some of the things. I thought, oh yeah, that's nice and chunky. And I said, I bet he's just the sort of person to ask about rolling resistance versus grip compound. And he says, yeah, if you like graphs. And I said, oh boy, do I.
Maybe just refocus it. I've seen very little actual reporting on the full military lockdown that is apparently gripping Australia at the minute. I've seen very little reporting about.
Yeah, have you seen? Speaking of that, have you seen that Natalie Portman was due to do a film? I can't remember what it was called, but it's the title's quite funny when you can think that she just fucked off. She's just fucked off ahead of the lockdown. She's taken her family, taken her kids, and just fucked off. That's what she's done.
I don't blame her. Australia, they're doing a social experiments. Like they're like, imagine you got like various prisons, right? Australia's like the prison where the guards are bastards, and it's like somebody sneezed, right? You're all on lockdown, 23 hours lockup. That's what.
Like 2 cases, didn't they, in like Sydney or whatever, and they went fully back.
The thing about
Yeah,
this,
but admittedly, Australia got a reason to be paranoid, aren't they? You only have to let a fucking frog off, and it fucking fucks up the entire ecosystem.
Wow.
You don't know what's going on in Australia.
Well, they let those Chinese in with all their they let the Chinese in with all their dirty, slimy fucking food all the time, don't they?
Not even refrigerated or shrink wrapped or anything. Just like, okay, you've got bits of hot liver just like dribbling out your suitcase. Go on through.
COVID's not dangerous, but like it could be dangerous in Australia. It could turn into a kangaroo or some bullshit. You don't know, do you?
That nothing to Claire makes me laugh when they go, "Oh no, mate, you got to watch what you bring in because we've got an incredibly fragile ecosystem." I was thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Nearly everything's poisonous. Fuck off, dickhead. It's not fragile at all. It's all fucking deadly, you cunt.
Make it more deadly.
Brought like 10 rabbits to Australia, didn't he? And the whole country now has like rabbits because one guy brought like 10.
Well, that's the surprising thing. I mean, considering how rabbits are, just a fairly benign creature, and like Australia's full of these deadly poisonous ones. And do crocodiles or emus eat bunny rabbits? Because I mean, what's going on there?
I mean, they tried gassing them and everything, and they tried shooting them with like. Well, they couldn't even shoot emus, could they? So I mean, that's probably.
Well, the emus won, didn't they? The emus won the war, didn't they?
It's really made with a Lewis gun, and you can't hit an emu.
The emus are fast. The emus are faster than the jeeps, and when you start firing a machine gun,
they're fucking big though. That's the thing. You should be able to hit one, shouldn't you?
You can hit one, but then when they flop dead and there's a big noise, they all sort of run and flap away. So it's not a guerrilla war; it's an emu war, and the emus are winning.
Be more emu. Is that what you're saying? The British people should be more emu. Is that what you're saying, Hobbit?
What? Where occasionally one of us gets machine guns and the rest of us flap away. I'd like to think in such a situation we turn around and like. I'm not going to suggest anything in Minecraft, but when the
actually,
machine guns come out,
speaking of flapping away, have you heard Prince Andrew? Is Prince Andrew actually going to be in court? Because it says. Go on then.
You said you can't say in Minecraft anymore. Do you have to say in Roblox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think GTA is a good one as well.
In GTA.
The emu mod in GTA.
in Justice Court Simulator.
Yes. Oh, that's actually a game. There's some sort of anime lawyer showdown thing. Hey, Geralt, you're a resident weeb. What's the name of that game I'm talking about?
Which one?
The one where you're a lawyer in the court.
Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright. Yeah, he goes, objection.
Yeah, that's it. So
that's what we need to say in Phoenix Wright, then, don't we?
You say about anything when anyone says some bullshit, you have that sound. I had a soundboard of Phoenix Wright. I did have it at hand. Whenever anyone, in fact, I'll get it for you.
Objection.
Objection.
Anyway, speaking of that, there's going to be a lot of that going on because Prince Andrew's sex abuse lawsuit scandal is seen as an unsolvable problem by the royal family, as sources said. The Duke of York, 61, is said to be having crisis talks with lawyers by phone after joining the Queen at Balmoral, supported by daughter Eugenie. Royals believe that the problem is unsolvable following Miss Giuffre, I can't say that, Giuffre's lawsuit, which says she was forced to have sexual intercourse with Prince Andrew against her will, and lists offences including rape in the first degree. I thought he had his defence anyway. He was in a Pizza Express in Woking, weren't he?
High Wycombe? Oh,
I think it was Woking.
With regards to the Diana thing and the jury in France and the chief coroner of the Crown saying that you can't say it's manslaughter or anything like that. The worst you can say is unlawful killing. So that's what they voted to happen, was an unlawful killing. What newspeak term are they going to use at the end of this trial or inquest or hearing or whatever they're going to call the thing? Because they're not going to call it a trial, are they?
Are they going to call it a trial?
But
he's white. He's white. He's white though, isn't he? So he's gonna get. It's gonna be done properly, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean,
like a Freemason or whatever the fuck.
he's old blood,
He's the
so
elite.
I think the royals go a bit above Freemasonry, don't they?
Well, it's beyond. It's beyond spare though. It's beyond the spare though, isn't he? So he can be sacrificed. Because you got Charles, you got Charles, all his kids. Then you got Princess Anne and her kids. You know, he's way off of being in line to the throne. So I suppose he could be thrown to the wolves, couldn't he? Just to stem and
It's a civil dispute, though, if I
bleeding.
remember rightly. It's a civil dispute, so he's. I don't think he's. He's.
Oh right, so there's no time involved. No, there's no time to be involved then.
Conveniently delayed until he dies.
I wonder what the. So what's the payoff?
It is a bit, Phil. Phil's audio is a bit crackly.
No,
and
is
bit
my
shit.
audio shit in the bed?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. No,
Someone
you're
said
right.
so at the start, but you sound alright. No, you're right now.
Mine's still okay now. That's because I was trying to play this. Can you hear it better?
Objection.
Yeah, though.
Yeah. Amazing quality.
Yeah.
I spent a few maps of Rhodesia in my room. I didn't realise I had.
Sorry.
Was that a drop or did you cough, Phil? I can't tell.
Watch.
Hold it.
Not sure if that's a sneeze or a sound effect.
Yeah.
Sound effect.
Are you playing it into your microphone?
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I'm not that fucking.
That's PPP levels of boomer tech. That is.
Yeah. Have you seen this? This is the fallout from what Andy's been going through. The Duke of York stepped back from all of his 230 charity patronages in 2019, with Buckingham Palace indicating he hoped to return to his public roles at some point. Following the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, it was claimed that Andrew was preparing his return as recently as February this year. He's like fucking millennial woes, isn't he? He just don't give it enough time, does he? In May this year, it's reported that almost 50 organisations had quietly or publicly removed Andrew as a patron. Fuck me. See, some of those are probably paying him a wage as well, aren't they?
What if Prince Andrew just did a copy and paste a Millennial Woes apology? I'm sorry you were upset.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It needs to go on with Greg Johnson. Greg Johnson will help him just smooth it all over, won't he?
Please come back to Pizza Express in High Wycombe where we can talk more about this.
I mean, in America, what was it? Ping Pong Pizza, whatever the fuck. What's the
Planet Pizza? Oh, Pizza Express. No, he said he was at Pizza Express in Woking, didn't he? That's what his defence was, wasn't it?
Domino's is still.
Yeah, and he called it sweat. That's what he said. He said he called it sweat.
Well, is he a lizard?
Yeah, he's cold-blooded.
He's a lizard. He is a lizard person, then.
Yeah. Lizards don't sweat.
He's like, I'm incapable of sexual assault because I'm a fucking sociopath. Get fucked. I've got no human feelings whatsoever.
I can't rape her. I'm a eunuch.
I think that was the Michael Jackson defence.
Have you seen so what's this one now? You've seen Keir Starmer's shit in the bed big time. Keir Starmer slips further behind Boris Johnson. I mean, the man who's locked us all down and taken our freedoms away from us is still doing better than Keir Starmer. What the fuck is going on with this country?
It almost gives me hope when if Keir Starmer's still doing, because he promises the moon, and I think people are seeing through the bullshit. Oh, my dad showed me an Oswald Mosley speech the other day, and the interviewer was quipping back and say, "What about that Labour slogan of if you want a nigger for a neighbour, vote Labour?" And he says, "Well, that was before
I don't think that was a Labour slogan, was it? I bet."
He said no.
I think it might have been a Conservative slogan, not a Labour one.
Well, No, in 1962, yeah, the Conservatives were saying that about Labour, but
that was only in the 60s. Holy.
That's
shit.
to be fair, Hobbit 2021. That's probably what they'll do if you want a nigger for a neighbour. Vote Labour.
Oh, how the turntables!
Yeah.
Cat's back in the D Live chat. He says, "Opie Chris doing a good job of destroying his channel. Keep attacking pro-white groups, lads." That's what he said.
Yeah.
Dude, when you say what RB Price, is he a pro-white? Is he white?
Literally, I'm trying not to mention him because there's no point mentioning him anymore.
Do you think we could do some unironic mental health endorsement? Would we get away with that? Like saying, if you're a mental spactard who sounds like a mobile phone text when crying, then talk to Prevent. No, not Prevent. Talk to
them as
Scope.
well.
Talk to Samaritans. Scope Samaritans.
Talk to yourself if you have to. Just fucking talk to someone.
Yeah.
Just not us.
It's like, I mean, how long has it been since the Top Cat stuff? Like, we've all moved on, but he hasn't. He's still there, reply guying, isn't he?
But I'm still a fucking weirdo. Wait till you see what I've done this week.
Yeah.
Don't you ever doubt me.
You thought this long car was going to disappear? Get fucked.
Yeah, just reply guy. I mean, he's literally the lolcat. He just comes back for milking every now and again. He'd obviously run out of milk before, hadn't he?
Doesn't he understand that, like, you know, this isn't his month, it's Chris Chan's month. I unfortunately, I've in my free time, I've read a bit about this Chris Chan, and oh boy, I regret everything
the
I read.
Sonichu Wiki, it's down, but that is an adventure unto itself. If you've ever got some free time and you're bored.
God, yeah, I found out there's an entire like Chris Chan wiki. It's just called the Sonitude Wiki, and I think when he got arrested, he says, "I'm still the mayor of Quickville," and when like he was kept interrupting the judge, saying, "I'm famous on the internet."
Yeah,
And-
that was his main defense for. Well, did you hear about obviously, like, this guy? People speculate he's either extremely low functioning, but his parents didn't want that to be an admission, but they just left him to, wank over My Little Pony, and this is the result.
I think Phil's probably more correct in this one. He's just a spurg that's never been disciplined.
Yeah, he's a paraphiliac, obviously.
Yeah,
but
probably, yeah.
Well,
He's just been left alone to his own devices. This is what happens when you leave certain people on their own for a long time with the
Have
internet.
you heard about the?
Well, it's what happens. I don't know much about him, but I think this is what happens when you have someone who's incredibly autistic. They've been overly mothered and they've been indulged. So it's the nexus of all those three things, isn't it? And that's how you end up with a Christian.
It's internet plus non-kiddery plus isolation, and you end up with a fucking weirdo. He needed to be bullied. He should have been. Should have. You know when you were a kid.
Are we still talking about Christian, or are we talking about a certain reply guy now?
Phil, apparently the bullying made it worse because he would actually play up and like spurg out even more. But there was things he would do unbidden of like any prodding, like the GameStop Sonic Blue Arms incident, where he maced a GameStop employee because he was objecting to the design of the new Sonic, saying his arms are the wrong color. And he felt like personally affronted.
Well, this is the thing. If you've got a kid with autism, you give them the right kind of autism. It's like...
Why do all the jokes get all the pretty girls?
Oh, no, he says that as well. He wants a boyfriend-free girlfriend.
Well, I was gonna... I can't remember whether I've put it... I can't remember whether I put it in the list or not, but there was a Dear Deirdre where right, okay, this is absolutely
with rage.
this story here absolutely fits in with this. I called the police on my son's friend as his mum wouldn't pick him up from house. A parent has scored a stir online after admitting they called the police after their son's 13-year-old friend refused to leave the house and his mum wouldn't come and get him either. When a child refused to leave his friend's house, the boy's startled mum decided to take drastic action to remove the other teenage boy from the premises. This, according to a post on this Reddit's "Am I the Arsehole" forum.
Who the fuck was this 13-year-old Harvey fucking Price?
In which an anonymous parent claims to have called the police on her 13-year-old son's friend. The mum explains that they've never really liked their son's friend, but as their son Brian is on the spectrum, they've sadly found that there aren't too many other kids that want to hang out with him, so they put with his pal Tom and have him over to play him for sleepovers. However, during Tom's most recent visit, he refused to leave their home when the parents said it was time to drive him back to his house, and his mum also would not come and collect him. The anonymous person explained, "My son Brian has a friend Tom who I really dislike. However, since Brian is on the spectrum and very few other children want to hang out with him, I tried to tell him that Tom is using him for his Nintendo Switch, but he's unable to process that. Every time Tom comes over, he'll hog the Switch to play one of the games, oftentimes a single-player game. Over the weekend, Tom came over for a sleepover, as usually, raced right up to Brian's room, turned on the game, and sat there for hours. He played on until 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning." Hold on, is this kid 13 or is he 41? I'm suspecting this is a 14-year-old kid.
How
Tom, stay here now. Tom, play computer game.
Just why are the amount of SPACs that people are producing with their ones off the fucking scale these days? You know?
But you just wanted to play Mario Kart.
I think literally, like, it's just people being indulged. I really do.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I'm trying to say, and this absolutely proves it. Like, even the mother indulges him. Like, also, women seem to be having children they don't want, don't they? Which is like, it kind of like butts heads with the right wing agenda of women having as many children as possible, because a lot of these women don't even want the kid. I don't even know why they have the kid, because half the time they don't even want it, do they?
Well, I think the operative word you said there, as many children as possible. In their case, as many children as possible was 0. Realistically,
no. If the kid's special, you know, that's seen as a good thing, right? They want to be able to put it all over social media to see what wonderful people they are. Look at this little.
I think people find it very hard to say no. I observed that the other day with a mate and his kids, and I said to them, why can't you say no to them? And eventually he did, because like one of the kids was putting food on my legs, and I said no, and mate said to his daughters, like, yeah, no, you can't do that to Hobbit. He will and she sort of realised, like, oh yeah, I've pushed the limits here too much now.
So anyway, the parent continued to explain, "I told Tom that he had to go home, and the kid legitimately looked him in the eye and said, 'No, I don't think I will.' I then called his mother, who didn't pick up."
Who's it, Peter Griffin? No, I don't think I will.
No. Finally, I unplugged the machine from the wall, causing his game to turn off, but he attached the controller to the handheld part and sat on Brian's beanbag chair, again impervious to anything we said.
All this over fucking Mario.
I don't know, I'm rooting for fucking Tom at this point. The kid's an absolute chad, isn't he? At my limit, I went to the other room and called the police. Since we live in a small town, the police officer, a good friend of ours, came right over. Tom finally got his act together and was taken home by the police. But on his way out, I told him he was never going to step foot in my house again. I told him not to talk Brian at school and not to text Brian privately.
Where's
an
the
hour
dad?
later,
Because literally, the dad just said, "Right, you need to go. Time to clear off." You do it. Wouldn't you?
That's fucked off because the kid.
I remember, like back in our Nan's day, actually, like if a parent of another, like if your friend's parent told you, right, you need to go home, then you would. Like, what is it with women these days that can't control children? I don't get it.
Oh, it's because in the past you used to get a fucking smack if you didn't do what you were told. Whereas nowadays you can't get a smack because.
Well,
literally,
before,
if you
like,
go, my mate's mum smacked me, and then it's like, why'd the mate's mum smack you?
I didn't fear that. I feared my dad.
In the good old days, you'd get a second. You'd get a second one when you got home as well, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Well, I didn't need to get a smack off there because I'd think when I get home, my dad is going to fucking legit probably murder me. So
Yeah.
I better do as I'm. I better
embarrass
do as
my
I'm
family like
told. It was like instinctual.
Yeah.
So my dad
Oh yeah, I've
doesn't
noticed
fuck
kids,
about.
like I don't know, just you see it in the news, like just parents that can't. It's like, is this what fucking the internet does somehow, where kids don't fucking do as they're told anymore or something? Like, you know,
There's no discipline.
It's
There's no
not like
fucking
Shad
discipline.
Defiance. It's this really
Discipline's been
autistic-
made illegal. There's been a lot of
do
demonised
you want
cases of...
another story about that? I got this one. Heiress23 posted lit firework through ex's letterbox amid inheritance dispute. A young heiress and her best pal posted a lit firework through her ex-boyfriend's letterbox in a revenge attack after becoming furious at losing her late mother's inheritance during their affair. Hannah Linklater, 23, got drunk before the firework was pushed into the hallway of Joel Johnson's home in Burnage, Manchester, after she was left with nothing when their 3-year relationship ended. Joel, 46, was fucking hell. 46-year-old going out with a 23-year-old. Joel, 46, was asleep when he woke up to the commotion and managed to stamp out the fuse before the fireworks exploded. He did not suffer any injuries, and his carpet only received a minor burn mark at his property in March 2020, Manchester
fucking
Town.
shabby council estate fairy tale, innit?
Yeah. I'm trying to find out about her. Obviously, the judge spared them both jail and gave them both a 2-year prison sentence, suspended for 24 months. Where after she said there were exceptional circumstances. What was it? She was on the blob or something, was it?
Yeah. So what? The guy
Well,
who
I've got a
the
new story
firework
for you.
put through his
That
letterbox
reminds
got
me of
prison
the aspiring doctor, Oxford student, who stabbed her boyfriend with a bread knife.
Yeah.
And the judge says, "Well, you're pretty, so you can go."
Yeah. Oh, a court heard Linklater and Joel started dating when she was 17 and he was 40. She'd been left oh fucking hell! They made out like she was some sort of millionaire or something. She'd been left $7,000 by her late mother. That doesn't make her a fucking heiress, does it? For fuck's sake!
No.
Mate, Hemi, check the doodling pile. I've got a news article for you. It's a bit fucking weird. Like, I want to know what your opinion is on this.
Well, he looks fucking he looks dysgenic, doesn't he? That fella.
Fucking hell.
But the story, like the context, is a bit dodgy, and you'll see what I mean.
need a subtitle. What the fuck?
Homeless addict paid 150 quid to cut off man's fingers. Now he's been jailed. Stuart Garner, aged 56, wounded the wheelchair-bound complainant at Hanley Forest Park. Homeless Stuart Garner cut a man's fingers with a knife after the victim asked him to do it. Is this you doxed, Phil? Is it? Is this you? You've been in court today, have you? Is that what it is? Yeah, 56-year-olds. Well then,
You read it because the context is important.
go on then, Hobbit. What are you going to say?
Because the context is that a man asked him to cut his fingers off. He agreed to do it, and then he got arrested. I don't understand that. Why the fuck did he get? I'm not being like an edge.
So the guy paid him to cut his own fingers off. Is what you're saying?
It's not illegal to offer sex for money. It's illegal to accept it, and if you accept it, you're the one who. I don't understand that.
Fucked up though. Like, this is I'm going to do the simping for smackheads again. Right? He's a smackhead. Right? He's a smackhead. He's walking by. Some prick has come up to him and said, "You actually read it." In
Phil is now ANCAP. Phil's now ANCAP.
It's not ANCAP. It's just it's fucking weird, isn't it? It's like he was the vulnerable
Recreational
one. I think.
finger cutting.
He was a smackhead. He was a smackhead. If you read it, like read it in full, Lemmy.
God, you want me to read the whole thing? Right then, so where is it? So after the victim asked him to do it, 56-year-old's wheelchair-bound victim approached him outside the Auctioneer pub in Hanley on the afternoon of June 22nd last year and started to talk to him. He asked Garner if he would do anything for money, and he said yes, apart from sex. The man asked Garner to cut his fingers off for 150. What, all of his fingers?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The man gave it. I'd have taken the money up front because once the fingers are cut off and there's all blood everywhere, you ain't gonna want them fucking notes off him, are you? The man gave him £5, which he spent on food before the pair made their way to Central Forest Park, Hanley. Is Hanley like a top area? Is it, Phil? Is that where you get like the middle class and stuff?
Fucking isn't. Hanley's where you find all the smackheads. If you want to find a smackhead, or Hanley, you'll be there.
If you want to find a smackhead to cut your fingers off, go to Hanley.
Yeah.
You know the auction. You know you're the auctioneer is a Spoons, don't you? You just know it's a Spoons, don't you?
It literally is.
Isn't there like in the court thing when they're saying what you did was wrong? Shouldn't they, like the prosecutors, say £150 to cut off all your fingers? Isn't that a bit of a low market value?
Yeah, but the thing is that he's a smackhead. He's just walking around like, I'm a smackhead. I'm obviously fucking vulnerable. Some dickhead's come up and said, cut my fucking fingers off. And he's gone, all right then. Not being a libertarian, but it's... I don't think he should have got... Because he got 4 years for that. I don't think he should got 4 years because, admittedly, he's probably thinking, well, the fucking prick asked me. He asked me to do it.
Not only did he ask him, he fucking paid him, which means he was definitely serious about it. Yeah.
Look, he paid me. I'm a fucking smackhead. What do you think's going to happen?
He's probably thought this is the easiest bag I've ever made.
So he goes to jail. Go on. So the man gave him £5, which he spent on food before the pair made their way to Central Forest Park, Hanley. The man gave him a bag which contained a knife and £145. They walked down the path to some steps, and the victim put his hands out on the steps and said, "Quickly, do it now." The defendant cut the man's fingers. Garner, formerly of Blakelow Road, Abbey Holton, denied robbery, but admitted they fucking tried to do him for robbery for it. The bastards.
Isn't fucking robbery? Look, he's like, I denied robbery, and they're like, I bet he was like, yeah, it wasn't robbery. The fucker admitted it. He admitted it. He put his fucking hands out and I cut him. He gave me the money. Don't accuse it. That isn't theft. Is it? It isn't theft.
They try to just throw some junkie in the fucking pen, aren't they? Like, they could have just ignored it and the world wouldn't be any different.
Could have been like, that disabled bloke's a fucking weirdo. He's a smackhead. They arranged a fucking agreement. It's a fucking weird one. But I'm not going to put him in jail for 4 years for that.
I'd probably... I don't know. What would you do if you were that judge? Would you just do him on some GBH and give him suspended or something? He's a smackhead. He's going to end up in jail again, isn't he?
I know, yeah, but I'd say, listen, mate, if anyone asks you to do that again, don't fucking do it, because it's... But then again... I'd put them both in jail. I'd say, do you know what? Disabled bloke, you're going in jail because you're fucking weird. You asked a smackhead cut your fucking fingers off. What the fuck? Mate.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
You don't want, and then you're going to try and steal more money from the rest of us by being even more disabled and choosing to do
That's what the plan was. Why did he ask? I don't think they go into detail about that either. They don't explain why he fucking asked a smackhead to cut his fingers off. That's never talked about for some reason.
It's weird. I like this. Is my favourite bit. This is my favorite. This is the actual fucking. This is the gobsmacking bit. In a victim statement, the man said, "My hands have been damaged beyond repair. I'll be in pain until the day I die. I can no longer clench, no longer open bottles. I can't wash clothing or write. I can't cook. I can't make my own bed, and I can't play the guitar."
Don't fucking ask people to cut your fingers off, then. That's it.
Guys, it's the consequences of my actions. No.
It does look. It does look like this is a weird one, isn't it? The police should have fucking worked out where the bag and the knife came. If they could prove that the knife was definitely the disabled guys, then I think the dude should get off. But if it turns out to be the guys that maybe it was like a torture thing.
Sentence, but like. They've sentenced. Like, I keep reading, but it does say that fucking this is how it went down. It legitimately went down that the fucking disabled bloke asked the smackhead to cut his fucking fingers off. He agreed to it, and he's going to jail because he agreed to it. That's the fucking crime, and I don't fucking get it. It's weird.
strange. It is weird because the judge said although the victim was vulnerable because he uses a wheelchair, there was no indication of any mental problems from the way he gave his evidence or interacted with police officers. So they're saying the dude just like what are they saying? He had one moment of fucking insanity and now he's had his clarity or something. You know, the pain from having his fingers cut off caused him a moment of clarity. It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but he consciously walked around with 140 quid and a knife.
I think I figured out where the crime is here. So, if I've got this right, disabled man goes to Smackhead and says, "I will pay you £150 if you remove my fingers." So, there's a couple of crimes here. One, the Smackhead agreeing, like, yeah, I agree to cause you grievous bodily harm for £150. So, it's the commission of violence. Even if the violence is like the victim is like, oh yeah, I consent to this. No, you can't do that because that's stupid. And the other thing is like the disabled bloke is like, hang on, what are you trying to get here? You're trying to increase your sick pay. Do you not like? Oh, actually, you know what? I just realised that he probably doesn't need his fingers because he's numb from the waist down, isn't he? That's not very nice. I don't.
The thing is, right, is that
you know what their
wouldn't we
punishment should be? They should be put in the same prison cell.
technically I could say, right, Hobbit, kick me in the balls for fucking 10 quid. You agree
Yeah,
to it, then I can call the police. Can I call the police then?
Yeah, you can.
Do you think? Do you think the other boy? He must be like. He must be there must be some sort of charge about soliciting him to commit a crime. The disabled guy needs punishment, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to punish him. Would be assault, and it could be grievous bodily harm if I was to really swing.
But there should be some.
A hitman, wouldn't they? So the disabled guy is charged with pay for a hitman.
Is it conspiracy?
Yeah, I think it's conspiracy, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's probably the way. Are we being like Judge Rinder right now? working out what punishment we'd do. Yeah, I think you'd have to. I'd do the disabled guy for some sort of solicitation. Because I'm pretty sure you can solicitate for assault. Because if you paid somebody to break somebody else's legs, you can be done for that crime, can't you? So whatever that crime is, I'd do him for that.
Because you're involved in the commissioning of a crime, so that's why it's a bad thing.
Is Hitman Agent 37?
I mean, honestly, if I was the judge, I'd be like, I sentence you for being a weirdo. Your sentence is 3 years without wheelchair.
Yeah, pop his tires.
Yeah, make the punishment fit the crime.
So Callus Saxon says in the chat, he says, I'm seeing another story. He held up a disabled man in the struggle to nick his benefit payment. He cut off his fingers. But I think there's enough evidence to say that's not true, though, isn't there? Didn't you say, Phil?
So.
Oh, is Phil gone, has he? Or is he quiet?
Sorry, mate.
Oh, you're on, mate. We're just discussing this. Have you heard anything of what we're talking about?
No, I've literally just jumped in.
Right, this is from Phil's homeland. So it's disabled guy pays junkie 150 quid to cut his fingers off. So we're just deciding what the crime would be. Because if you paid someone to break someone's legs, then you'd be charged for something, wouldn't you?
You'd have thought so, but then at the same time, would they even, because you've basically paid them to do it, would they even bother pursuing it?
They have pursued it. And it's in Doodling Pad. They have pursued it. It went to thing, and the bloke got done for wounding with intent, even though the dude paid him for it.
Yeah, they're both guilty of committing a crime. So, disabled bloke is guilty of being a weirdo, which isn't a crime but should be.
Yeah,
and he's also more seriously guilty of commissioning a crime. I think that's what the term is. Someone in the chat say objection if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And
Objection.
the smackhead is like guilty of being a smackhead, but more accurately, he's guilty of like being.
But there was Phil's back now. Phil. Phil. So there was enough evidence to support the junkie story, was there?
There was. That's what it says in it.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the fucking day. Yeah, he's committed a crime. Well, no, he hasn't committed. He's just a fucking smackhead. It's like,
yeah,
he's a smackhead. He perhaps should have done the right thing by sort of phoning the police or something, saying this fucking man's asking me to fucking cut his.
Or just walk away, or just quite simply walk in the other direction.
Here we go. Here's the smackhead simp. It's like, this smackhead stole all the tools from my van. Yeah, well, it's just a force of nature. It's going to happen. Should have got a stronger padlock.
Like how Ron Hubbard, like how Ron Hubbard and the Bantus, because L. Ron Hubbard said the Bantus can't help it; they just steal.
Hemi. Let's say some random person walked up to you and said, "I'll give you 150 quid if you fucking knock me out." You'd say yes, wouldn't you?
That would go because it did sound like fucking. It sounds like some sort of sting, doesn't it?
I would. I'd knock him out. I'd say, "Yeah, okay, then you prick." All right, I'm
Here's another example. Phil, what if someone said, "Here's a shotgun. I'll pay you 150 quid if you saw it down and give it to me."
Well, he didn't kill him, did he?
No, not killing. I'm saying like if someone gives you a shotgun and they want you to modify it, and they'll pay you money.
Hobbit's talking about the FBI and the what was it? The
ATF.
The ATF in. Yeah.
Just seems like a weird thing. It's I don't know. It's a fucking weird one. I wouldn't prosecute the smackhead. I'd say, listen, mates, in the future, don't fucking do that. But I think it's a fitting. I think it's a fitting punishment for the person involved. The person who really did.
I would. I know what punishment I give the smackhead as well. I would give him like medically pure heroin.
Whatever. I'd give him rehabilitation and say, listen, this fucking disabled bloke.
Well, we know you're weak on the smackhead question. Phil.
No, wait.
What if we meet halfway, Phil? We give him rehabilitation after the medically pure heroin. So you give him the heroin, then you give him like some naltrexone to so he doesn't overdose.
No, I'd
say that's it, no more.
I'd say you're getting
sober him up and then sell his organs.
I'd say, listen, right at the end of the day,
you don't want those organs.
Say the disabled bloke,
clean him out.
The disabled bloke is the person who committed the original fucking offence. He got his fucking punishment by having no fucking fingers. Smackhead, gonna put you inside. Make sure you're not a smackhead anymore.
He actually did it. He's got no fingers now.
Yeah,
he's got no fingers. He cut his fucking fingers off for 150 quid.
He had buyer's remorse, didn't he?
Wow.
That's not a crime.
Okay.
Well, more like buyer's remorse. Yeah.
I don't think you can get an Amazon money back guarantee on that offer, can you?
Yeah. Well, he got the fingers back on. He just can't grip very well anymore.
Oh no!
Smackhead is gutted. He's like, fucking hell, 150 quid. It was a fucking contract between two fucking parties. I thought this was
all right, Ben Shapiro. Phil's turned into Ben Shapiro on this.
yeah, whatever. Right, the point
the contract you paid the man and a deal was made. The guy lost his fingers, but the money was still.
Exactly. Both parties.
We've got to get the terminology right. It's two consenting adults doing stuff in the privacy of their own park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crime. It was in a public space.
Hanley Park. You're allowed to do anything in Hanley Park. Hanley Park's a shithole. If you walk down Hanley Park, you can expect to see shit like that.
I mean, what sort of world we're living in where you can't commission a smackhead to do crime?
What happened to my body, my choice? What happened to my body, my choice? What happened to that?
My body, my choice.
You know, they're selective. Got 1 minute we're all liberal as fuck. It's like, oh yeah, you fucking hell, you want an abortion? Crack on, ladies, murder your babies. Oh yeah, you want to fucking whatever. But you know, oh yeah, cut some fucking random dickhead's hands off. Oh yeah, that's too fucking far.
You want to chop your own cock off? That's fine. You want to chop some? You want some guy in a wheelchair to pay you 150 to cut your fingers off? No way, pal.
Oh no, you need your dick chopping license. If you had a finger chopping license, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's fucking
The
discrimination.
junkie should have said he was a dominatrix or something. He would have got away with it then.
Do you think the disabled guy had one of those amputation fetishes, and it was like, fuck, can't wank now?
Anyway, human rights case. This is Smackheads Lives Matter. That's the new banner. The 37. They all agree with it. Even if they say that
the 37's Ben Shapiro, Phil.
I mentioned
Which
Phil,
behaviour is more
what's-
appropriate between two consenting adults? Finger chopping or anal sex culture? What's worse?
Phil wants to stop two consenting adults in the privacy of their own bedroom, but he won't stop a junkie cutting a disabled man's fingers off.
Hold on a minute. This is eugenic, and two fucking idiots want to do shit like this. Crack on. If you want your fingers cut off, whatever, you fucking weirdo. If you're a smackhead and you'll agree to that, crack on.
No, but we can still use them in a coal mine. Like the guy in the wheelchair, we could put him on front of a mine cart and he can use that all day. He'll be like a robo brain in Fallout.
That should be the title of the episode.
In this
Smackhead
argument,
finger chopping.
Smackhead finger chopping.
They can both still reproduce, though. I mean, they haven't gone ahead and castrated themselves like.
I'd ban
the
them
other
from
ones
that.
did.
I'd say, listen, you're both fucking. I'd say, listen, Smackhead, you're too much of a libertarian.
What, you ban them
That's
from
the problem.
castrating themselves?
I'd
ban them from everything.
Hang on. I understand why there may need to be laws where, no, in the privacy of your own home, to be honest, no, you can't really cut shit off each other, actually. I understand why you need to heavily discourage that.
Oh,
in the same way that, no,
Garrett, are you
privacy
some
of your
sort
own
of
home-
conservative or something? Oh, what a
You're
prude.
not allowed to do it, but you can buy a license for. You can pay for a government license.
I'm submitting the headline article to the Metro now. Garrett of the 37 denies hairdressers. He wants Holocaust and hairdressers.
We can't selectively be conservative. If we're going to say, yeah, you can't cut people's fingers off, then we can say we can't cut people's dicks off. Can't fuck each other in the bumhole. We've got to consistently go along with that. We can't just go, oh, the fucking two consenting adults. Fuck that. So if you
But
agree
said
with
it was
this,
a
if you
con-
agree that,
Hold on a minute, Mr. Flip Flop. You said a second ago that it was okay for him to cut his fingers off because they'd done a contract.
about the contract, it's about this is eugenic. It's eugenic in the sense that disabled bloke is a fucking weirdo. And admittedly, I still say to the smackhead, you can keep the 150 quid, crack on, whatever you want to do, but you still.
Yeah, but in the good old days, they'd both be locked up in the fucking loony bin, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. They both. Smackhead should be locked up because he should have done the citizens thing where he said this weirdo, this fucking, he wants me to cut his fingers off, put him in a cell or something. And the disabled bloke should be locked up because he's fucking.
Maybe he wanted bionic fingers.
What if
Maybe.
he cut his whole arm off and then put pickaxe handles on it so he can chuck him down a coal?
Oh, speaking of that, you seen the road?
I'm a mechanic.
You seen the road rage incident where the bloke throws a fucking axe into someone's windscreen?
Holy shit!
But before that, I wanted to talk about the travellers. It's the Pikey Fair, isn't it, up in Cumbria, the Appleby Horse Fair. So locals are fucking had enough already before it's even started. So management from the Upper Eden Rugby Club were left furious when put. What?
I forgot it was the Appleby Fair. I'd seen all the pictures of the pikeys riding their horses up in Cumbria and everything.
Comic-Con for jippos.
It's the like what they do, like car stealing, mobile, like van breaking. Is that one of the events there?
They do all sorts of things. They do them blooming chariot race things in the middle of the road and cause loads of havoc for the traffic. And
Like the purge,
so anyway, the locals,
every year
locals,
these people have to lock their houses down because he's come. But 99% of the year there is zero crime.
Poor old English is going to get up there to the weekend, and his house is going to be a smoking ruin, isn't it? He's just painted the house and it'll be a smoking ruin, wouldn't it, poor bloke? So anyway, members of the community were travelling to the annual Appleby Horse Fair, which starts today in Cumbria, when they arrived to find their usual camping spot soiled with manure and barriers made from boulders. They decided instead to set up camp on rugby grounds nearby, sparking anger from the club. Management from Upper Eden Rugby Club were left furious when police said they could not close gates to stop more of the group from arriving. Police said they were not closing the gates due to those trespassing in case they needed to leave in an emergency.
oh, fucking! We have fallen such a way since Dale Farm. Do you remember Dale Farm when the police just went in there and started whacking?
You know they're back living at Dale Farm as well, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I should imagine like about a month after that they were back living there.
Yeah, probably within about a month.
This is why we need guns now. And
Yeah.
then if you legally classify them as animals, like
Vermin.
you can shoot them.
Legally classify them as vermin. That's what we need to do, don't we?
Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? You can't say you want a gun for self-defense or anything. You have to say you want it for pest control.
You listen to this shit from the police. We requested that the travellers on the car park be removed and sent on their way. Police informed us it was a civil matter, but it wasn't a civil matter when they wanted to close the gates, though, was it? So now they're told they have to apply for a court order to remove the travellers. What a fucking joke, isn't it? Can you imagine the state of those premises now? That fucking rugby pitch is going to be fucked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, as well.
Yeah. The travellers gave us their word they would leave the club today. I can confirm they offered us money to stay. This was refused and we have not received any monies. The police assured us they would be performing regular visits to the club to monitor the situation. Well, I can imagine what that involves the police going, oh no, you poor old things, aren't you?
Well, it's like round here, the local council have given the pikeys their own areas, so they've got their own little sites based around the city, and they're allowed to live there. They're allowed to commit crime there. They're allowed to completely trash the area, and nobody says anything about it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I leave something outside my flat for more than 2 days, I get a letter about fire hazards.
Yeah, not only that, if those people were to go about enforcing their property rights, they would, under no uncertain terms, be prosecuted to the full extent of the fucking law by the police, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Has anybody seen this one? The jaw-dropping figures show rise in London dog thefts. The low charge rates and the paltry sentences are almost an open invitation to criminals looking to target innocent dog owners. London is one of the UK's dog theft hotspots, but fewer than 1 in 10 cases led to criminal charges last year, shocking new figures show. 14% of all dog thefts in the UK in 2020 happened in the capital. Charges were brought in under 10% of those cases, and then around half of them are suspects has never been identified.
What's the demographic of the people seeing them?
They don't say.
Like what the fuck?
Well, it's probably probably a lot of them. A lot of them are up at the Appleby fucking horse fair, and
New Hong Kongers in it.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford a dog. Like, have you ever looked at the reselling sites and stuff and seen how much dogs actually are?
No.
Like, people are charging absolute fortunes for dogs. Like, I saw a staffy pop up on the website. I was like going for $3,000. It's like, where the fuck am I going to pull $3,000 from?
Fucking hell, yeah, it's crazy.
people who just can't afford to have a dog and are just stealing someone's dog.
Well, Frenchies get. I see because on. I think it's either Twitter or my Facebook. I follow one of those missing dog sites, and Frenchies are very, very common, aren't they?
Yeah, Frenchies are like $5,000 upwards. They're very expensive dogs.
Yeah, that's crazy money.
But you know, if people want to be going around charging those sorts of prices for dogs and making that the common price, then you can't be shocked when someone wants to nick a dog and either keep it or sell it on and try and make that money. You know, a dog shouldn't be your cash cow. How you make all of your money. You know, a dog's a friend for life. That should.
Well, you know, if you have a dog, it's one of the fucking family, isn't it? If you treat a dog properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't cost a fucking fortune. It's ridiculous.
So, so dog theft has devastating consequences for both the owners and the animals. I mean, some people just never get over it, do they? Even a dog dying, a lot of people don't get over it. So can you imagine what it's like when you had it stolen and you were worrying how he's feeling and things like that? Because a lot of these missing dog things, you see that the dog's actually got medical issues that it needs medication for. They don't give a fuck, do they? They just do that, don't they?
Well, yeah, it's that's just fucking sad. People just fucking run off with your dog. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's quite frankly jaw-dropping that 98% of the cases never result in a criminal charge, and in more than half, no suspect is ever identified.
London is, I don't know, it's the greatest city in the world, isn't it? Like, you know, you got your little...
Yeah, the shining city on the hill, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently, and then, you know, there's fucking people nicking off with your dog.
It's quite a hard thing to investigate, though, isn't it? I would have thought. I would have thought like ring doorbells and things like that help out, don't they? But yeah. But listen to this. Some dude from the Kennel Club advised owners to be vigilant. There are steps that people can take to help protect their dogs. A dog should never be left unsupervised, whether out and about or at home in the garden, and it should have a reliable recall so you can always see its whereabouts, he said. But, you know, why shouldn't you be allowed to let your dog fucking run out in the garden and have a fucking piss whenever it wants?
Well, that's not an issue. I think what they're saying is, come on, don't leave your dog tied up outside shops, because that is something I see quite a lot where I live, is people that just tie their dogs off outside a shop. If I had to go to a shop, I'd leave my dog at home.
I used to you leave your front door open whenever, it'll be fine, but...
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid. We took the dog to the Chinese. Mum and Dad left the dog. They left the dog there. Got back to the house. Started divvying up the Chinese. They realised they left the dog there. He was still there when he got back. But you couldn't do that now. It'd be they'd be gone, wouldn't they? You wouldn't be able to leave a dog that long anymore.
No, someone did.
What else have we got here? Oh shit, yeah, I wanted to do this one. Have you seen this thing about MS-13? I was talking to Grant about it before we started. This is from Vice.com. MS-13 banished trans women from a town and murdered those who stayed. It's as if the earth had swallowed them. El Salvador.
Yeah, fuck it, knock down the wall.
Yeah, knock down the
wall. One of them in America.
Yeah.
They're the good ones. But it's that weird, like, Catholic cartel thing, though, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we'll sell cocaine across the world, but we won't have sex outside of marriage or some shit. Or we'll tie you to, we'll crucify you. But...
I've just read the most blackpilling paragraph in this. Trans women there cannot take refuge from everyone. The police hate us, the mayor hates us, and the gang simply wants to kill us, said Noob, a survivor of gang attacks who was seeking asylum in Europe.
Hey, I thought that the South Americans were really conservative and really based, and that's why it's okay if they come in. So
I thought they were based like Charlie Kirk.
I didn't even know they had transsexuals in Guatemala.
Well, maybe that's why they vote for a Democrat over there, because Charlie Kirk's there saying that they're the real racist. So,
yeah.
Hey, fuck it, this, see? I'm a white guy, I'm racist.
Yeah, I mean, that's But I thought that the South Americans were really based and conservative, so it's all right.
Well, they probably actually are. They're probably more conservative than the Republicans are. So, like,
Yeah, but if
we
we're
vote
getting-
Democrat, eventually enough of us will be allowed in this country that it will just become
Yeah, but-
Mexico.
But you've got these transsexuals in these, I don't know, second to third world countries, and they're supposed to be really Catholic and such. So what does that say then? Could it be that they're not actually as based as
Well, it's like Thailand, though, isn't it? It's like the people find out that they're like a tranny and they get killed, don't they? Or tied to a lamppost or whatever.
I'll tell you what I never used to understand. When I used to watch Jerry Springer and this dude was like banging, like a black guy would be banging a black quote unquote girl for about apparently 6 months they were together and they never knew that they were transsexual. What the fuck? Either they weren't having sex or this dude really wasn't paying attention.
how does that even
Yeah.
like?
How about this? When trans girls arrived wearing dresses, the policeman would lift our clothes in front of everybody and make us do squats before entering, said Noob. They would pull our dresses up our backs and in front of everyone they'd say they were checking for weapons while they would make fun of us.
The police knew that they were trannies, that's funny.
Based.
Yeah. Fucking
They
hell.
try importing this transgenderism around the world, but there's so many places in the world.
It don't
where
take
you-
everywhere, does it? So how about this one? So they talk about a couple of other incidents, and then it says here, over the next 2 years, the 11 remaining trans women in San Luis Talpa fled one by one as the gang attacked, raped, and tortured them.
It's like the fucking it's like when the Greeks used to send like effeminate men to the other cities to lure them in. I can't remember what it was, but they sent a bunch of fags to one city, and then they took them in as like wenches, and then the fags killed them all like a Trojan horse.
My goodness.
So another one from Vice. I thought I'd do a couple of Vice articles. I haven't done any like shit like that for ages. Black people using e-scooters are disproportionately targeted by police in London. Could it be that black people are disproportionately using e-scooters, but in London? Is that even possible? Is it?
When I went to London last year, there was like I went around for a wander at night because I couldn't sleep, and there was loads and loads of fucking like what looked like to me black drug dealers riding around on fucking these little e-scooters, dropping off drugs to people that were sort of partying around the capital because the pubs and the bars were closed and everything.
Yeah,
That's actually what they use for. It's like, well, do you think you would have ever seen an article saying that white kids are disproportionately targeted for skateboarding? Like, you can't do that in a town centre or a city, can you?
yeah. Black people were twice as likely to face prosecution after being handed a TOR than white people. Half of all the e-scoot. You know what that is? Because white people keep the fucking mouth shut while they're being arrested, don't they? And you know the blacks are fucking gobbing off and they're just racking up fucking charges like there's no tomorrow, aren't they? So the copper who's pissed off about it just sticks everything on there they can, don't they?
I haven't done nothing wrong, fam. You can't arrest me, bled. I know you can't arrest me, bled. Oh, this racism, bled.
And when they arrest if you fit a description, right, isn't it?
No comment. Can I have my solicitor, please? No comment. No comment. No comment.
Yeah.
It's because we've got bigger brains, Hemi. It literally is.
Yeah, it's like we know what to do. You adopt a defensive position that you don't attack, do you?
You plead the fifth.
Or like they say, like, oh, but white people are Neanderthals, right? Because we're like 1% Neanderthal. Asians are like 2%. But if you look what they're mixed with pre-Neanderthal and Homo sapiens.
Yeah, we evolved. Our brains evolved. Theirs didn't.
So these statistics are worrying, said Katrina for French. Her name's... Why would you have two Fs at the start of French? Director of Unjust, an NGO which advocates for equitable policing and promotes public safety. Why do you need an NGO to do it? You've got Cressida fucking Dick, who's already liberalising the police.
This is the new word, you see, equity. They're using it quite a lot, and it means fuck all. Like,
it's no longer equality of opportunity. It's now equality of outcome. They want, don't they?
Yeah,
whether they deserve it or not.
They want equity, which means that
commies.
Yeah, so look, so since the start of the year, the Met's traffic police have seized and impounded more than 2,300 e-scooters, which usually cost between 400 and 600 quid for being illegally ridden. Many of the machines, just over 1,100, were seized in June. The same month, Transport for London introduced new regulations which banned privately owned e-scooters, so they're not even legal anymore. So what's the fucking... They're either legal or they're fucking not. Which one is it?
Well, the private ones are illegal because they can go up to 70.
What's that, Paddy?
Sorry, Paddy.
Any of these journalists submit a Freedom of Information Act, and then that way you can see what the descriptions are of the reported people. So, like, when someone rings up saying, "Oh, I think someone's going on. This is what the person looks like." The police can't tell you on the scene, but if you do a Freedom of Information's request, they can tell you what the description is. So if you've got all the descriptions in, like, let's say, like a year, I bet the majority of them are black, and that's why they get arrested more.
Well, those private e-scooters, we talked about those before. Those private e-scooters are banned because they can go up to 70 miles per hour, and the fact that they have literally no sound, you can hear nothing from them. So they're dangerous.
Hold on, this sounds like bullshit. Listen to this. My friend, who is a mixed race woman, is a railway maintenance worker. What the fuck? Of course she is.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit. But then that'd explain why the trains don't run on time.
Yeah, the trains don't run on time.
Women doing the maintenance for Balfour Beatty.
Right, what else have we got in? What else we got in this here stack?
Has fucking Phil just gone live?
Yeah.
You little bastard, isn't he? Little fucker.
Stream about infighting.
Oh, why infighting matters?
Is that Phil? Oh, have you seen KFC? Here we go. We're gonna have more chimp outs this summer because KFC is facing shortages in its supply chain again. I wonder if some of this is deliberate, where they're trying to pretend that, because I heard the BBC whinging about lorry drivers the other day because the BBC want us to just, God forbid we actually train up our own guys that are on the dole and probably have a driving license already. God forbid we'd actually train them up. What we need to do is bring in loads more low paid workers to push the wages down.
That's exactly what I said. Instead of actually training up our young lads to work the HGVs, now what we're going to do is we're going to import loads of foreigners that don't know how to drive HGVs and don't know our roads as well as we do, and we're going to give them shit pay.
Yeah, but to be fair, Nordic, they did they did bribe a local official to get their HGV license, so that's fine.
Oh dear.
Because did you notice? Does anybody remember? I don't know whether any of you guys go in McDonald's, but McDonald's had a shortage of chicken selects for a while, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they claimed that it was something to do with the vegan protesters at their supply depots.
Oh, did
because
they?
The McDonald's supply depots were being heavily protested.
So do you think they're bullshitting about the shortage of HGV drivers and it's actually protesters again then?
No, there is a shortage of HGV drivers. That is true. There's a whole generation of them that are retiring. There's a whole generation out there that aren't looking to get into lorry driving because they don't see it as appealing. Well,
they're saying now there's a shortage of 100,000 drivers.
Yeah, there is. There's a massive.
And then top that off, you've got the pandemic as well, haven't you?
Yeah, and they're pushing drivers into early retirement. They're retiring HGV drivers early.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're going to completely screw up the infrastructure of the UK, and then the government's going to sit back and go, "Wow, it's COVID that was."
So mentioning the previous time KFC ran out of chicken, the police were even forced to issue a statement after fast food fans called 999 to report the shortages. Can we guess on a rough description of the sort of KFC enjoyer that calls 999 when they run out of fucking KFC?
Get someone to do that, just sit outside KFC for a day with a tally chart.
Yeah.
You break the tally chart.
What else have we got in here? Do you want to meet the right's worst nightmare, Teen Antifa?
Oh, Teen Antifa, how scary!
So how scary a fucking lefty fucking Zoomer. Oh, brilliant.
I'm terrified, guys. I'm terrified. I'm going to go hide under the bed now.
The recent doxing of a Proud Boy school board candidate by the Midwest Youth Liberation Front highlights the work being done by teenage anti-fascists.
No, it highlights the work being done by the schools to completely indoctrinate our children with bullshit.
I shan't mention too much more, but there's this paragraph here which says, but 19-year-old Sam, who uses they/them pronouns, asked us to use a pseudonym to conceal their identity.
I wonder which they/them it is.
Jesus fucking wept.
This is like my area. I'm pretty much a minority, so it's like full of muzzies. But that's like the bonus is that I don't have to put up with any of this because we're just going like how much we hate these people.
Me and the Muslims were having a laugh about the gays in the shop the other day. I turned around and said, "There's a load of poppers on the counter," and I looked at him and I went, "Do you sell many of them?" I was like, "Well, to be fair, around here, you probably do, don't you? Fucking disgusting gays." And he just smiled at me and I went, "They belong off a roof, don't they, chap? Islam's right about gays." And I just walked out the shop.
Oh, dear. I shan't bother reading any more of that, but, beware, lads. You got fucking Zoomer and lefties. Have you seen the My Pillow guy? Does anyone know anything about the My Pillow guy that was? He's actually going to get fucked now, isn't he? The moment My Pillow CEO Mark Lindell flees symposium upon learning he and Giuliani had lost bid to dismiss 1.3 billion Dominion lawsuit, and claims that he was then attacked back at his hotel. So because apparently he's one of the ones, he's been speaking out about the vaccine, hasn't he? So he's actually getting sued by Dominion.
He's getting sued by Dominion.
Yeah,
isn't that the voting system thing?
I don't know who are Dominion.
Dominion.
Is that election shit? It's not a vaccine. I'll get confused with these Yanks. They do fucking go on.
Yeah, didn't Mike Lindell say that the election was fraudulent and that Dominion were changing the tallies on the machine? They're going after everyone. Like anyone who said that election was stolen, they're going after them and they're pinning them to the goddamn ground. Like, look at Giuliani. They tore through his house, took all of his technology.
But the thing is, though, it wasn't stolen. Trump didn't do anything for his voter base. It's as simple as, isn't it?
Well, Mersh said it best on Nightwave. He was like, "Ooh, the Democrats stole the election. Guess what? The other side, they don't play fair either."
Yeah.
They were just better this time. They were better at it this time. If anyone thinks that elections go forward with absolutely zero fraud, then you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
Ban voting for everyone.
But the elites are scared
Ban,
of
I
every
want
4
to ban
years.
voting. Voting itself is gay.
Who was it? It was a famous author that turned around and said that if voting actually made a difference, they wouldn't let you do it. Was it?
Was it
It was the
Hitchens?
guy who wrote Huckleberry Finn.
Was that Hitchens?
Mark Twain.
No.
Then. That'd be Mark Twain.
Yeah, that's the one. Mark Twain.
So, on banning things such as voting, China's making a blacklist of bad karaoke songs. So that means immediately fucking Journey is banned. What's one that comes on that you just can't fucking tolerate? I can't tolerate X Factor winning
Journey.
songs.
Journey. Don't stop
Journey
believing.
Banned, X Factor winners banged.
Yeah.
Anything that you wear at a christening too much.
What else can we not stand on karaoke?
I don't know. I ain't been to a karaoke in ages.
Yeah.
Punish John Kelly says, "Fuck you all. I'll never stop believing."
Yeah, punish John Kelly, but I appreciated your story, Nordic, even if those pricks didn't.
I was actually going to bring this one up. You heard about the Tennessee guys where they went to the school because the school board wants to bring back masks. So the parents said, "We know who you are. We'll find you." Furious anti-maskers threatened Tennessee school board official over decision to reinstate face masks as COVID cases surge. They love that word surge, don't they?
Oh, they're surging.
Yeah, it's certain. What they've learned is with the behavioural therapists that they've got working for them, they've realised that certain words react differently.
65-year-old obese diabetic people are going to die from COVID, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put it like that, and it's like, oh, well, that's not too bad. But they go, there is a surge in COVID cases
Fucking
among
hell.
the young.
How about this one? Another man yelled, "You were child abusers. There's a place for you guys. There's a bad place in hell for you guys," and everyone's taking notes. Fuck.
Yeah, we're all taking notes.
The police had to intervene.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Like,
take
they have
note of
to-
that. The police intervened. That's what they're always doing.
I saw something the other day though that made me laugh. Someone from Russia turned around and said the West's got a bit of nerve turning around and saying about how we deal with things when they're denying people the right to protest over COVID. I just kind of dropped my phone.
Yeah.
Russians are just taking pot shot at.
Well, I thought the science was settled on this and that kids don't get COVID. It's just a giant vaccine selling scam, isn't it? That's all it is now. That's all it's become.
Haven't you seen the Pfizer leak yet, Hemi?
No, what's the Pfizer leak? Go on then.
Well,
enlighten us.
Well, Albania decided that when they got the contract from Pfizer about the COVID-19 vaccine, that they were just going to expose it to the entire world. And basically, all of our governments are all locked into this contract that they've all signed with the various vaccine makers, that there is no right of return. There is no, oh, it's defective, you don't have to pay for this. Any vaccine they get, they have to pay for. And
send them water, and they'll have to
and
pay.
then also, the drug companies are also completely null and void of any prosecution, any liabilities, any compensation, anything. All of that is on the government.
I thought that was just the Yanks that were stupid enough to do that. I didn't know we were stupid enough to do that as well.
All of us were stupid enough to do it. Anyone who's got a massive COVID-19 vaccine scheme, well, they signed that contract.
Jesus
Why would we
Christ.
do business with a company that was under the biggest lawsuit of all time? Like, was it 2.9 billion Pfizer have to pay out for forging medical documents about the safety of the medicines?
Yeah,
Jesus
but they've
Christ.
just added
They've just added 33.8 billion to their net worth since COVID-19 vaccines, so I doubt they'll care.
Yeah. They've actually hidden some truth in this. Pfizer's COVID vaccine is only 42% effective against the Indian Delta variant, while Moderna's jab is 76% effective. By Indian Delta variant, we mean just regular COVID, don't we? There is no fucking Delta variant, is there?
Variant.
Yeah,
I think the Delta variant is just the one that's arrived because it's mutated, obviously, because everyone's got a vaccine, so there's no natural immunity developed. So literally, if everyone just, as it with Shaun of the Dead, like where they go, let's go to the Winchester and wait for all of this to blow over. Right?
How about this
Everyone
then? This
had actually
sounds
done
weird.
that, we'd have herd immunity and it would be gone.
This sounds weird. While the vaccines remained about as effective as advertised, around 90% for the first 6 months of the year, their effectiveness began to dip in June. That's weird, isn't it? Well, that's flu season, isn't it? When I assume flu season starts probably about then, doesn't it?
I've seen a couple of posts that's just like, I don't know, on Telegram, if you look at Earthling Carl, who's usually pretty funny, but there was that woman who literally, she's like, fully vaxxed, take that COVID-19. And then literally she's like, so now I'm in hospital after developing rare heart inflammation linked to Pfizer. And even with this side effect, I get the jab again.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
It's just like, these people are fucking insane. Like, literally, it's like...
They're crazy.
It's like... So literally, the vaccine has made you more ill, but you think, oh yeah, but it'd be worse if you didn't get it, would it? I mean, I had it. It was
I'm
man
aware of it, but they don't want to look like an idiot.
get it again, like 2
They've got
days
no
off work.
humility.
Like, I'll take that over fucking getting a heart clot. Like, fuck.
Well, they're starting to show that the studies are starting to show that people that have got the vaccine are actually more likely to pass on COVID-19.
It's a whole meme, isn't it? It's a flow chart. Let me find it.
This is literally what Chris Rock warned us about, weren't it? The drug pusher model of fucking drug companies.
Are the vaccines effective? No. Then vaccine passports are pointless. Yes. Are the vaccines effective? No. Then vaccine passports are pointless.
Yeah, vaccine passports is straight up craziness.
Yeah.
They're all just putting
To be honest, I'm actually thinking, like, just think about, like, I don't know, like, bars, obviously the fun,
shit.
But so
whoa, hold on. Apparently there's a mass shooting in Plymouth. I don't think I can put Sky News on.
You got an article?
No, Dragons just said about it. Is it Plymouth in the UK or Plymouth in America?
20 minutes ago. No, it's I don't know. It says Yahoo News and then Daily Telegraph, London Evening.
Telegraph. I found the Telegraph. Major incident has been declared in Plymouth with a number of air ambulances and police. Hold on, I'll just put this one up.
What, in the UK?
Yeah, Plymouth.
Well, fucking hell, we rarely get a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Well, how could we ever have a mass shooting, mate? Like, guns
are banned.
What?
Yeah. With a number of air ambulances and police vehicles. A major incident has been declared in Plymouth with a number of air ambulances and police vehicles called amid reports of a suspected shooting. Eyewitnesses have claimed they heard loud bangs and gunshots. At least one person is believed to be dead. Well, that's not a mass shooting then. At least one person is believed to be dead. The incident is not terror related and the suspect involved is not on the run. I don't know. I think those people that were shot were pretty terrified, weren't they? According to local reports, armed police were at a block of flats in Stonehouse in the west area of Plymouth. 4 ambulances have also landed in the North Prospect area of Plymouth this evening. The Southwestern Ambulance Service said it was called just after 6 p.m. on Thursday to an ongoing incident in Keyham. We responded to the incident with a significant number of resources, including hazardous area response teams, multiple ambulances, air ambulances, multiple doctors and senior paramedics. We will provide an update here in due course.
That's just part and parcel, mate.
Yeah. They keep saying the incident is not terror related, so I'd say it's obviously a fucking brown person that's done it then.
Yeah, you won't ever see a picture of the victim or the
Have they
perpetrator.
named the race of the suspect?
Yeah.
That's what you always look for. Always.
They're not even saying. They're not saying. They're not saying whether they're looking for a. They're not saying whether they're looking for a suspect or whether they've caught a suspect either.
Have they said whether they're black or white?
They haven't said anything. They haven't said they're searching for a They haven't said they're searching for a suspect, and they haven't said that they've caught a suspect.
It's foreign. It's foreign.
Then they'll say, "Oh, it was just a teenager, guys," and he'll be like 26 or something.
He said, he said God was great.
You'd know if it was a white man by now.
By Ray says, "Oh, By Ray, we haven't seen you for a while." By Ray says, "Surely if it's in the UK, it'd be a mass spooning."
A man was caught without his butter knife license.
Why is there so many? Why is there so many bin fires lately?
Yeah.
There was a lot
I don't know.
last year and the year before. It's like a yearly thing, isn't it?
I think it's keeping the kids cooped up in their houses without being able to see their friends for fucking God knows how long.
Oh, how about this one? How about this one then? Costly travel tests for holidaymakers need to be scrapped immediately, or Britain risks falling further behind Europe, the country's largest airport group has said. MAG, which owns London Stansted, Manchester and East Midlands, said the current traffic light system and travel restrictions meant the UK's aviation sector was recovering at just half the rate of the rest of Europe. It warned the biggest deterrent was the average £75 cost of PCR tests, on top of pre-departure tests, which amounted to more than £400 for a family of four, often more than the price of their flights and costing travellers millions a week. Yet it said official data showed the government had failed on its promise to sequence tests for variants, the key reason for the PCR test, with only 1 in 20, 5% of positive samples being checked. Did anybody see that, the video footage from the testing laboratories the other day, where they just like piled up on desks all over the floor and fucking all sorts?
They'll probably use the excuse saying, "Oh, we've worked so hard. We made too many TikToks."
Right, so we've done our 2 hours. I think it's time for everyone to go away now. What do you reckon?
Has it been 2 hours already? Oh,
It's been 2 hours. Yeah, right, so go away, everyone.